Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the Newsfeed. And this is where I make comments on the headlines and what I know about the articles that I'm about to shoot out to Twitter, BeFabulousYou, or my blog, BeFabulousYou on WordPress, or Facebook, BeFabulousYou, Angela Riley. But the best way to reach me and find these articles is Twitter, BeFabulousYou, all one word, spelled out. I think that's how you find me. Is that how you find me? I need to try to put that link in there somewhere. I'm gonna work on that. So let's get into it. China landslide, more than 90 missing as search continues. Wow. Now there are a lot of people in China. I mean, 90 is a large group of people. But China has a lot of people in it. So peace to all of the families that are dealing with the landslide in China. This is coming off the BBC, but I never heard anything about it, and it came off last night, and I thought I would hear more about it today. But it said Ohio sites hacked with ISIS messages, and one of the sites was a politician. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. One of the sites was a politician I knew, so I thought that it would be, yeah, it's coming off the BBC. A number of government websites in the U.S. state of Ohio, including that of Governor John Kasich. Didn't Kasich run for president? Has been hacked to display a pro-ISIS message. It said that President Donald Trump would be held accountable for, quote, every drop of blood flowing in Muslim countries, end quote, and ended, I love Islamic State. So, yeah, that, I thought that would be news, but I haven't been home just watching the news all day. But I was kind of thinking that I thought that I would hear from it again. Oh, that was a bad idea, because now I had to go all the way out and come back in. This is a production. We trying to get in and out of these notes on the news feed. So let's see if we can get back to where we were, because I think this is going to be short. We're learning more and more about the animals that vastly outlive humans. Yeah, I guess I wonder what the average human life expectancy is. 60, 70 years old, 70, 80 years old, 80, 90 years old. So I don't know. But that was interesting. Just kind of putting things in perspective. Because, some of these trees, I often think, trees are like 100, 200, 300 years old. Can you imagine the things that trees have seen? And especially down south, it's like, wow, some of these trees had, people hanging off of them. I guess not just down south. But, just the things that trees have seen. Can trees see? But you know what I mean. They just been here standing and all kinds of stuff has transpired. These children were asked what makes them different, and their responses will blow you away. I love kids. Okay, so wow, that was a quick edition of Notes on the News Feed. Let me go. Oh, this might make things too confusing, but let me see if I can go and get a couple more things off my actual live news feed. Now, this is stuff that I'm just looking at that I haven't made any decision, because a lot of stuff comes across your news feed, or a lot of stuff comes across my news feed that I'm just not interested in. So I wouldn't, Professor who said Otto Warmbier was clueless white male loses his job. So that's coming off the Griot. Esther Afua Oklo HTTPS. This might be some of the article doing something. Ghanaian entrepreneur and pioneer of microlending. Microlending! Ooh, our grandchildren may only work 4 hours a day. Have you ever read The 4-Hour Work Week? That was an interesting book. I agree 100%. I think that, I've often thought, or, I don't know if I've often thought, but for some reason it kind of like I have this image of like back in the day as a society, like way back in the day, like 1,000,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, I don't know. But, you know, we were like, wow, if only we could be more proficient, and then we could free up our time to do things like study, like astrology or mathematics or science or literature, or, you know, study the development of humans instead of having to spend, you know, so much time just on basic survival. But if you look at most people, at least in this society, it seems like a lot of people spend a lot of time, like 8-10 hours a day. You know, some people more than that, 12. You know, some people work 2 or 3 jobs. You know, you can't, you know, but just on basic survival. That's like having a place to live, having food to eat, you know, utilities paid, basic survival, not luxury, you know, but just basic survival. But what if what if you only had to spend 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day, or, you know, a half hour a day working? And I feel like we have the resources up as a society for people to be able to do that. And then even, you know, the jobs that maybe a lot of people wouldn't want to do or wouldn't naturally be drawn to, like garbage collector, I don't know. You know, maybe we could use, you know, everybody could spend, you know, an hour a week, or as a collective we could do that. But, you know, what if we had our time freed up from, you know, kind of trying to meet just the basic needs to develop as human beings? Could you imagine where we could get as a society? I think we could get, I mean, I don't know, I think it's exciting. I think we could develop, you know, because when you have time to work on your personal development, you really grow. And if we as a society had more people had time to work on their personal development, as a society, we could really grow and evolve and mature spiritually, emotionally, socially. You know, it's exciting to me. But that's what I got, folks. So that's another edition of Notes on the Newsfeed. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, clicking, sharing, and all that other good things. And I want you to be you, be fabulous, and be fabulous you today and all days.